Oh, there, welcome back. It's been a bit. But I'm gonna time entry into it today for I think past I don't know day and a half. But that's besides the point. I have quite a few areas actually to watch right now. More specifically across the upper Midwest, going to southern Canada. It seems like we're seeing time of some MCS development going on. I think near the going into the Manitoba, going into Ontario. Time of an MCS is well active. Across the UP Upper Peninsula as well as Lake Superior, we have a cluster blowing up over South Dakota and across Wisconsin in the wake of going to northern Minnesota in the wake of the MCS. It seems like we have a lake breeze actually. So it's the time of maybe a remnant outflow boundary. And with that, with some more convection developing right along that warm front, as well as some more convection too. You can see a time of some pixels over in Wisconsin. That's probably another area of really potential for development as we have a mid-level shortwave right now moving through. And there's quite a lot of areas really to watch. I'm gonna really hone in really on the cluster going on right now, mainly high based at this moment in South Dakota, southern Canada as well, going into Minnesota and Wisconsin for basically all hazards going throughout the next few hours. And so if you take a look at radar, you can see basically some supercells have been active actually across portions of Manitoba going into Ontario. Some development in Wisconsin and northern Minnesota as well as we have time of that cluster actually developing. Going to be tapping in some more higher quality moisture. Definitely going to be more capable of producing some potentially significant wind gusts throughout the next few hours. Um, given given the pretty much current strengthening really pattern with stronger shear probably going to be running into as well with better instability too. But again, we have a time of a few surface lows near the surface low right now. I think that's where near the triple point. So we've had some development and time it some tornado potential. Of course, a few tornado warnings have been issued across there. Um, so as well as some supercells just to the south into basically all around Winnipeg. With like a sounding near there. Don't know how representative it would be, but we have another surface low, and we see a time with that pressure tongue right going. That's really that warm front, and pace right along that warm front can be definitely somewhere to watch for maybe a conditional threat for really if we get a supercell that really latches on, then it'll be probably a tornado threat with those. Any that does, and I guess we'll take a look at 850 millibars. We have a southwesterly low level jet in the wake of the MCS. Really, 35, 40, 45 knots. It seems pretty solid, as well as I was going to Canada as well. 30, 35 knot, 25, 30 knots. Not bad at all. We're probably seeing some really decent photograph curvature, but you can see those really solid photographs actually. We'll take a look at those station plots real quick, and well, 80 dew points well into the 70s, or well into the 70s, even temperatures as well in the 80s across Wisconsin going into Minnesota. Temperatures in the 90s across South Dakota, as well as dew points in the 70s. Not, we're seeing 103. Not bad as well. Right behind it, 73 over 66. Quite a decent cool pool with this already. It's pretty dry air. We're probably seeing more of an inverted V characteristic with these. And we can see downstream going to southern Minnesota as well as northern Iowa. Temperatures in the 90s, dew points are in the 70s. Definitely going to be really supportive. Probably see some steep lapse rates aloft. So we're probably seeing really robust instability. So what's going on in southern Canada? 82 over 72. Pretty decent. 75 over 66, 79 over 70, 84 over 68, 77 over 68. Definitely some favorable surface thermals, really. And instability, really strong, actually. Um, right along that warm front, just in the south. Kind of a Mixler instability donut. So we see a few of them. Might have been some convection that run through there. I don't really particularly know. Okay, we have 0Z soundings, and that's really good, actually. Pretty weakly capped, actually. Pretty much completely. You see a tiny bit of a warm layer, just over 850 millibars, but tiny bit of that parcel still, though. I mean, it's still a tiny bit warmer, and pretty robust. In fact, K profile, really normalized K values at 0.47, so that's, as well as a tiny bit pretty large photograph right there. Storm relative felicity in the lowest 3 lowest kilometer, around 267 meters squared per second squared. Favorable shear with around 50 knots of effective shear. Not bad at all. See, time of a dry profile in the mid levels. It seems definitely supportive, really, of those damaging wind threat. Hail threat, I don't really know. Pretty much might be a tiny bit too robust of a K profile, really. Pretty high precipitant water values, so these supercells are gonna be more of a probably high precipitation mode, given pretty much lackluster storm relative winds aloft, it seems. So we'll take a look at actually water vapor imagery. We have not. Take a look at it. Well, I think I'd like to incorporate these time and more often. See, pretty much a pretty decent job actually digging into Canada right now. And we see pretty much strong flow aloft, of course. Basically a tiny bit southeast, some southwesterlies, and right along that ridge though, we see a tiny bit of that ridge, really. I think that center of that ridge right now is over pretty much just the lee of the Rockies, it seems. So that's interesting, and basically right along that, see a tiny bit of some MCSs and a trough, really, and that's pretty neat water vapor imagery today. Pretty much pretty characteristic with a normal summer look. But we can take a look at 500 millibars. Guess we'll get a decent idea. So pretty much see a tiny bit of moderate affluence aloft, actually. Can we see a tiny bit more west? Pretty tight. Some defluence, but not really too much. But it's still present. And anyways, right around that base of the trough, we have 60 knots of 500 millibar flow. 700 millibars. We see a tiny bit of that shortwave trough. I mentioned it earlier. A few shortwaves, actually. We see 1 to 2 going to South Dakota. Maybe that's what initiated those storms, actually. See a tiny bit of that kink and that contour in Nebraska. I think might be responsible for what really fired those storms out in South Dakota, maybe. I guess maybe it's almost that surface low too. We have a ton of a surface low right there, and definitely promoting really for greater ascent. Yeah, we got some high base storms as well. I suppose we can take a look at that. I guess Nebraska will have to do. Not too much of a cap, I guess. Man, temperatures really over 100, so I guess as well combined really with some ascent, really. I guess convective temperature was really met, and we got some yeah, that's an interesting case. But we see I guess we'll take a look at one more thing. We'll take a look at this, and I think we'll close it off in a minute. But I guess we'll take a look at the SVC risk. What they get further outlook, which I don't think has came out yet. It just came out. So we have a slight risk actually now across southeastern South Dakota. That's a bit interesting. As well as a slight risk maintained across northern Wisconsin, upper peninsula, one in northern Minnesota, as well as extreme northeastern South North Dakota. So I'll take a look at probabilities. We'll wait for those actually for a minute. And downstream, see kind of some mixed layer Cape donut really. But pretty favorable actually, pretty extreme. Seems like we have quite substantial really D to E max D to E difference, which could really predict, or it's a decent predictor really for cool pool for decent predictor really for what cool pool strength. And usually higher values, you usually see more time with some associated with those. You tend to have a greater decrease really in DE, which in turn so anyways, we see time with some rather steep lapse rates in the low levels, and 0.6 kilometers here, I mean, definitely still pretty decent, around 35-40 knots. And basically across Minnesota going into Wisconsin, pretty decent as well. And we have to take a look. Okay. Yeah, we still see that shortwave really out there. And I guess we'll take a look at probabilities now. I think they gave enough time. 2% tornado still, 15% significant hail, 15% wind. Significant hail, I guess, is over northern, extreme north, western Minnesota's extreme north, and northeast North Dakota, as well as northwest Minnesota. So, I guess it makes sense. We can take a look at those different profiles. Pretty much elongated, really. Pretty large and long photographs, really. You see a time of probably some pretty strong upper level winds, really. 80 knots, 60 maybe 80 knots. So that's definitely pretty favorable for really for some significant hail kinematically. Coastal instability, definitely that precipitable water. Definitely not too bad either. 1.4, 1.5 inches. Definitely looking solid. We're definitely not gonna have water loaded. Too water loaded anyways. And we can get some decent hail growth throughout the next few hours, it seems. So, I guess we will continue to really watch really current areas of what that I guess are needed to be watched. But I guess this is a rather longer discussion. Hopefully I can reincorporate really uploading more. But really hoping to get really some stuff uploaded. We got some footage the last few days, and tomorrow might be another one. Another day 2 of it. So otherwise, guess that's really it. Apart from that's really it, and goodbye.